And good afternoon. Welcome to today's races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with Keith Fustel on a beautiful Saturday big 9-race card we have for you today. Nice carryover in that Rainbow Pick 6. We'll get to all that. We have 5 stake races tomorrow to talk about. But real quick, let's recap Friday. We had the Stronach 5 yesterday start. Race 8 yesterday. Races 8 and 9 yesterday were the first 2 legs of the Stronach 5, and they bet a little over 146,000 into the Stronach 5 yesterday, and we had Top Caesar lead it off, an $8 winner, and then Zita Rosa just absolutely galloped in race 9, a short price favorite, paid $380. There's the prices of the Stronach 5 yesterday.
$16.40. You basically, Top Czar was the favorite. You know, they were the 3 horses that were vying for favoritism all the way through Leg A at Laurel Park. As you talked about, Zita Rosa galloped at a short price on the drop, and then 520 winner, 660 and 1560. Yeah, it's not quite 132,000, but when you're stringing together shorter prices like that, I'll take 1640 any day of the week.
Sure, yeah. I had the $15 winner in the final leg. I didn't have the leg D. I did not have that horse. I was 4 out of 5 on my Stronach 5 ticket yesterday, but a nice payout. Congratulations if you hit the Stronach 5 yesterday. Zita Rosa, that gave jockey Sheldon Russell a 2-win day yesterday. And so good day for Sheldon Russell. He's got a baby coming. He needs to win some races.
Listen to somebody who has a couple kids. Yeah, there's not enough money.
Right.
Okay, that's all I can tell you.
Wait
till the private school tuition starts. So maybe he's in Howard County can get to a good public school. But yeah.
And you get a good Laurel Park education like we did.
Yeah, you could do that.
All right, so they saved the pick 6 for us once again today. They didn't hit it yesterday. Big number in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. There it is, $66,161. It'll be well. They've been putting about 20,000 new money into it every day.
Right, just slowly, creeping towards 100,000. Today's card, I think it's gonna be tough to get a single ticket, but you're still going to have to work a little bit. Tomorrow's card's going to be very interesting as well, but nonetheless, you don't sleep on 66,000.
The 5 of the 6 races today in the Rainbow Pick 6 are on our big world-class turf course. We have big fields in the turf today. We have some nice videos and stats to show you for today. So we'll get to all that. We're going to dive into the Rainbow Pick 6. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for that. I like both Pick 5s. I have singles on both my early and late Pick 5 tickets, so we'll get to that. But tomorrow is going to be a monster day. Let's show you what's going on tomorrow. Laurel Park Sunday Summer Stakes featuring 5 stake races, $400,000 in purses, presented by 14 Hands Winery. They're going to have an awesome brunch up in the Terrace Dining Room. Crab cakes, nice summer salads, the whole works up there in the Terrace Dining Room tomorrow if you want to have a nice buffet. 5 stake races. Let's show you the stakes we have. The feature is going to be the $100,000 Stormy Blues stakes. That's a listed stakes. There's 12 sprinters in there. The $75,000 Twix stakes, that's race 4. That will start the stakes action, and you have 5 consecutive stakes. So the pick 6 tomorrow, 5 out of 6 races are going to be stakes action. The first leg, the Twix, that's going to feature the return of this year's Grade 3 Barbara Fritchie winner, Late Night Powwow.
Yeah, I was talking to Nick Hahn and Frank Vespi on their racing show that they had down out of Richmond, I think, on ESPN Radio, and talking about all those races tomorrow. And Late Night Powwow, interesting to see how she bounces back off the try at Keeneland. Just kind of chased even through the stretch.
It was a grade 1.
It was a grade 1, a high-quality field, but a horse that she beat did win at Spice Perfection. She's beaten before. She has a pace edge, it looks like, clearly against that field. There's a little speed to the inside. So if she breaks cleanly, she should have things her own way. See if she can get the 7/8 trip.
All right, so that's all tomorrow. Let's get right to the big card today. Let's show you a picture of both tracks, and let's tell you what's going on here. The turf course, talk about the different conditions we're going to have for our turf lanes today.
Well, we've seen it over the last week or two here. We've been dealt with some of the rains. Things are drying out now, but still this outer portion of the racetrack, the Dahlia, it clearly a little bit more give to the ground. We've seen some divots coming up. We're gonna go with the outer course as good, the Dahlia. The all along, the inner part has clearly been quicker, firm today for the all along.
Okay. All right,
6
so
of 9 races, too, on the turf this afternoon.
all right, so the all-along firm, the Dahlia Good, will tell you each race what turf lanes were on. Let's show you the conditions board. We showed the conditions board already, didn't we?
Yep.
Okay, let's get right to it. Here we go. Race 1. Let's get rid of the Stronach 5. That was yesterday. Here we go. Race 1 starts the rolling super high 5. That has a low 15% takeout. No carryover. That paid over $1,100 yesterday in the last race. So some nice payouts yesterday. The late pick 5 paid almost $1,000. The Rainbow Pick 6 for 6 out of 6 multiple winning tickets paid over $1,100.
Right, and the pick 5s early and late, very fair, respectable payouts considering the prices.
Right.
We were right around them pretty much all day. Stan, you threw a couple of picks in each race together. You probably caught it. What you say, almost $1,000 in the last, about $500 to get you started in the early pick 5. So industry low, 12% takeout, more back to the better.
All right, see if I can hit it here. It's a mandatory payout in this early pick 5 starting race 1. Let's check out my ticket, a $48 ticket. Race 1, I'm a little chalky, I think, here in race 1. The 4 Resident Liberal, supposed to win for our man Tom Proctor. And I'll also throw in the 8 Noble Lion, could pull off the upset on the drop, second off the layoff for trainer George Weaver. So I go 4-8 here in the opener. Race 2, I'll spread there. There's a 3 to 5 favored in race 2. It's a maiden 16,000 2-year-old fillies. Not a reliable condition here. The one Naughty Thoughts has to break from the rail. It has probably has just enough speed to get herself in trouble down the backstretch. So I'm going to try to beat the 3 to 5 favorite in race 2. So I used the 3, Sincerest Wishes, a first-time starter for Steve Casey, and the 5, Dublin Megan, and the 6, Capture the Light. Race 3, I go 3 deep there with the 1-3-5. Race 4, I used the 1-8-9-10. My price play of the day is in race 4. I like the 10 Available. Dempsey, our girl Suzanne Dempsey. She did it the other day, right?
Yeah.
With More Abundance.
More Abundance.
Right?
Got it done.
All right, so I like Available for Dempsey in race 4 today. Victor Carrasco will ride. Some other nice prices I like, and I go 1-8-9-10 in race 4. And then my single, race 5, one of our features of the day. Nice first level allowance condition, 3 and up, going 1.5 miles on the firm all along turf course. No rail setting on the all along. I like these 1.5 mile races that have been showing up here this summer meet. And I'm going to single on the 4, No Man's Land's been going a steady 1.25 miles on the turf at Belmont. Comes down here for trainer Richard Valentine and owner breeder Mr. and Mrs. William Pape. Victor Carrasco rides this Lemon Drop Kid 5-year-old. I'll single on the 4, No Man's Land in race 5.
Okay, the 1.5 miles, certainly a distance we haven't seen a lot of. We're putting them in a little bit more in the condition book. They're interesting races. Horses trying something different than the jockeys. Talk to them about having to judge everything at a 1.5 mile distance. These horses, most of them accustomed 1.16 miles.
Sure.
Taking a lot more than that. You've got to time the rally perfectly.
All right, so that's a race 5. Let's get right to it here. Race 1, we're going 1 mile and a 16th on the all-along turf course. Once again, the all-along's firm. The Dahlia's good. All right, race 1, maiden 25,000, 3 and up. I have the 4. All right, we both have the chalk on top here, the 4 Resident Liberal. We have a video spotlight to show you. Late May, Santa Anita, 1 mile turf, maiden 50,000. Here's Resident Liberal out there at Santa Anita.
Yeah, the 5 horse that day, the familiar Glen Hill Farm colors. And we've seen this move before, the old west to east for Glen Hill.
Right.
Horse not quite cutting it. We're going to leave it the 3/8 pole, picking it up. Get perfect position to strike here at the 5/16th, with the leader going a little bit too good, clearing the field there by about 1.25 lengths, turning for a home. Resident Liberal at 1 mile, just not quite sustaining against this kind of group out at Santa Anita. A little freshening, as you say, coming west to east. Against this group, that move should suffice and be able to kind of kick on against a little lesser competition. I think Resident Liberal, awfully short priced here today, will get the maiden broken.
All right, so I have him on top. He's supposed to win. Now, before the summer meet, the Proctor barn was a little cold, but this summer meet they've been heating things up a little bit. They bring Kai Barkoa down from Delaware to ride. Nice sharp bullet work, June 29th, 5/8 up there at Fair Hill. So the 4 Resident Liberal going to be a short price favorite here in race 1. The 8 Noble Lion, a Noble Mission 3-year-old for George Weaver's dropping from maiden 40 up there at Belmont last out. So the class relief might help out the 8 Noble Lion as well. I also use the 8 on my early pick 5.
Yeah, he's another one dropping, hoping the drop gives a little bit more finish, a little more sustainability for this level. Certainly, these are the 2 horses to beat, the 4 and the 8. We're going back to Resident Liberal. The second place finisher, Goodbye Putin, you saw running on late. He came back to win, run a big number, ran like a 77 next time out, I believe, against State Bred Maiden Special Weight. So that kind of enhances the chances, I think, strengthens the conviction for the 4 Resident Liberal. Looking for a little bit of a price. The 1, I might have this horse lined a little too high. Phil Schoenthal, this is going to be the second time out off of a pretty long layoff. Taban going to move to the turf. Looked in the bottom side. We Friesian Fire stand. They can handle the turf. Bottom side, the mare was okay. 11 starts on the turf, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. Ran okay for the open 35s down at the fairgrounds. So a little bit of a sneaky turf breeding for the 1. Maybe that's your horse you can kind of blow things up with underneath.
All right, we both have the favorite on top here. Race 1, the 4 Resident Liberal. You like the early pick 4. That starts in race 2. Let's check out your ticket and see how you played it.
All right, early pick 4. Not a terribly expensive ticket, $16. And yeah, right, Naughty Thoughts, it looks like it's her race to lose. I like how you said that. Just enough speed to get you in trouble. And that does happen. Horses, they're not enough to clear stand, and then when they're up in there, what happens? The horse from the outside converge, and you have to check. You find trouble. That's a valid point from watching races as long as you have. You do see that happen. I'm going to go 4 deep. 1, 3, 5, 6 to get you started. Third race, the 1 and the 4. We've got a stat coming up for Katie Voss with Live Aid. Fourth race, the 2 and the 8. I like Smoking Hot Factor a lot. I think he's going to sit a really good trip. But, man, we've got a horror show of a trip to show you from Electro in the 4th. Fifth race, the 2 and the 3. Mokeef and Family Tree. Mokeef, an improving type here for Susan Statinius.
All right, yeah, ran big last time and gets Forest Boys today. Okay, that's race 5. Let's take a look here at the second race. Maiden claiming 16,000, 2-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. The 1's going to be the heavy favorite here, 3 to 5 on the 1. Naughty Thoughts for Farrier, and an okay third last out for maiden, 25,000. Now drops to maiden, 16,000. 6th start this year for this 2-year-old filly by the factor. You get a new rider today. Ashley Castrenze gets aboard Naughty Thoughts for the first time.
Yeah, she's teamed up with this barn and done some good. But Naughty Thoughts, 6 starts, very busy. You're looking down the line. Break might be in order for her. I don't know. But sometimes you see these 2-year-olds. Some of them just keep on going.
Sure.
They run 10, 11 times in a year and keep on going to the 3-year-old season. But Naughty Thoughts, they ran pretty quick early last time. Made an okay middle move before flattening out late. I think she's going to have to send to hold position. But, man, you've got a firster with question marks here, the 3 getting first-time Lasix for Steve Casey. You've got on top, I hope you got some breeding notes. I missed it on that. I'm going to hesitantly go with the 1. The 6 interests me. Capture the Light. Jeremiah Dwyer, the blinkers go back on. Made a little move in debut at 4.5. A little experience here. I think some improvements in store for a barn that's sneaky good with these second and third times out type of runners.
All right, the horse I pick on top here, it's kind of a soft group here, race 2, so a little bit of a hunch play on the 3, Sincerest Wishes for trainer Steve Casey. They paid $11,000 for this filly as a yearling. She's been working here at Laurel Park, so she doesn't have to ship for her debut. She was working from the gate way back in late April, so she's been here for a while. Has a 5-furlong workout on the tab, a decent half-mile work from the gate June 8th. By congrats out of a Sharp Humor mare, so she has a little pedigree behind her at least, and Jorge Riaz will ride. So I go with the 3, Sincerest Wishes on top.
$11,000 purchase, realistically spotted. You like that? He had a horse run well first time out a couple weeks ago, and I think came back and ran a good start on a good run on the Rays. So yeah, something to gauge. He got a couple of 2-year-olds to gauge the talent. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the 3 jumps up and runs big in debut.
All right, we both used the 5 and the 6 a little bit. Should get a good trip on the outside. Blinkers go on for the 6, Capture the Light. Russell had a big 2-win day yesterday. And the 5, Dublin Megan for Bessaker and Hugh McMahon on the drop gets Fergal Lynch back aboard for a second time.
Yep, hoping we can get some improvement with the blinkers back on, a little better finish. Got a lace closer to the pace.
All right, so Naughty Thought's going to be a heavy favorite there in race 2. Let's get right to race 3
All right.
on the main track, going 7 furlongs on the main track here in the third. Maiden claiming 25,000, filly mares 3 and up. I go with the 3, Jump for Sally, your even money favored here in the third. Angel Cruz rides the first time for trainer Tim Keefe today. She's by Jumpstart out of a Not for Love mare, some nice breeding, and she's run some big races last winter. She had a couple big races against Maiden Special Weight Company, and then she tailed off a little bit, but she ran big 2 starts ago at Pimlico late May against Maiden, 40,000, a good second that day with a 55 buyer. Then they tried the turf last out. That didn't go well. Back to the main track today. We're dropping the Maiden 25. This is the cheapest she's run for. 7 furlongs. Looks like this might be a nice distance for a closing sprinter like Jump for Sally.
Yeah, she's knocked on the door a couple times, and she just might have the staying power to just make a steady progression to go by the rest of this group. I'm going to try to beat her. She's going to be an awfully short price. I go to the inside with the 1 Live A. Took plenty of play down to 7-2 in debut on the turf. I wasn't really thinking turf for this one first time out, so I think we're going to see a major improvement on the dirt. We've got a stat for Katie Voss concerning the 1 Live A. Last 5 years, 5 for 12. It's 42% and 10 for 12 in the money with Maiden's second career start. Pretty good ROI of 6.05. So we went back a little further than that one stat that you see on the racing form. So Live 8, let's hustle. Let's get position. Not a lot of true speed. I think this horse is going to be much more tactical this afternoon and have a little better finish. Major improvement for the 1. Gets it done in race 3.
All right, I use her in my top 3. Tough inside post, going 7 furlongs, but I like her. We both like the 5 a little bit here as well. Krista Oro ran well in debut at Monmouth back in May. That was her lifetime best, and the Belmont race was too tough, and then tried the turf last out, no good. Now we drop back down to the Maiden 25 where she ran well at Monmouth. So back down to a good level today for the 5, Krista Oro.
No, I'm not going to leave out the 4, Mighty Talk. Jerry Robb, he's always been good off the claim throughout the years. A positive raise up in class, slight raise. The blinkers go on. Keys up against the right kind of horses in the 2-back and 3-back race. I should say 2-back and 4-back race. I think Mighty Talk is going to improve at a price. First time in the barn with the blinkers on.
All right, so Jump for Sally is going to be a heavy favorite here in race 3. Let's get a quick commercial break. Over 66,000 in that Rainbow Pick 6 carryover. That starts in race 4. We'll check it out right after this.
Join us for Jim McKay Maryland Million Day on Saturday, October 19th at Laurel Park. Come with friends and family to Maryland's Day at the Races, a celebration of Maryland's horses and lots of fun for all ages. Enjoy a full day of racing, including on-track entertainment between races. Don't miss the hat contest, 3 categories and wonderful prizes. It'll be fun for all at Laurel Park, Saturday, October 19th. For more information, visit MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com.
All right, welcome back. Let's get right to it. The 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. Nice carryover today, $66,161. Tim Tulloch, my co-host in the afternoon, he has a ticket. Let's check it out there. Doesn't have a single. It's a tough sequence. 5 of the 6 races are on the grass, big fields. He has a $64.80 play. Race 5, let's see who we use in race 5. That's the 1.5 mile turf allowance race. He goes with the 1-3-4 there in race 5. Doesn't have the 2 Makeef. We both like the 2 Makeef in race 5.
Yeah, I do like Mokeef, but hey, you got to keep it reasonable. 64.80, that works.
All right, you can study all of our tickets and our picks on the website laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, let's take a look here at the 4th. We also start the middle pick 4 in this race. So lots on the line here. Race 4, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the Dahlia Turf Course, rail at 52 feet. The Dahlia Turf Course rated good today.
Yes.
Race 4 is claiming 16,000 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. Let's start with the 8. All right, you have the 8 on top. I use the 8 in my exacta. We have a video spotlight of the 8 Electro. Here's the last race from June 14th right here at Laurel.
Yeah, we're going to pick Electro up around the far turn. And you see the short comment. Brutal trip, 3/8 to the 8th pole. That's good, guys. We can roll it. Thank you. And just watch Karamanos. Unfortunately, he's in everybody's back pocket from the far turn to about mid-stretch, trying to find some room. Surprised, thought he might shift him out a little bit here and go all the way outside. Decides to stay inside, looking, and hoping for some kind of seam. Just absolutely stop cold. There's a check again. Couldn't write up enough. There's not enough ink.
Yeah, tough trip.
And
Still in trouble.
Not enough toner to write up the note on this one. And coming here late. Another
Steadies again.
Yeah, steadies again with run. Plenty of run. Now we're turning back. And Claudio, he hasn't won a lot of turf races. This horse has a turn of foot. And I think he can get position without being used too hard through the opening 3/8 of a mile and just bring some finish. Get out where the air is clean and roll past him late.
All right, so yeah, I like him. He'll be tough. I use him in my exact. I go with the price play, though, here. The 10 available for owner, breeder, and trainer Suzanne Dempsey. She had a nice win. That was last week, I believe, with More Abundance. Victor Carrasco rides his 10-year-old son of Bob. He's made almost a couple $100,000. He ran well last out, coming off the long layoff. He had a nice long winter break, going 5/8 on the turf at Delaware early June against Starter Allowance. A good third up there with a 62 buyer. Had to break from the 1 hole that day in the 8-horse field. Now much better outside post today. You get Victor Carrasco. I'll take a shot with the 10 available at a decent price.
He certainly has races on his page going back mid-70 numbers that work. The problem is he's 2 for what? 2 for 40, 2 for 46. Right. He's going to be well-positioned in this race. There's not a lot of true speed. He's pretty quick in his own right. If the rider wants to go ahead and be aggressive, Carrasco, I think you can put him right up near the lead, especially by the time they turn for home. He's going to be part of that flow as they straighten away. And he can hang around. I think he's a user. I'm going to use him underneath. I think Electro smoking hot factor, though. You've got to take notice of Rodolfo Sanchez-Salaman. This barn has been rolling right along. Big race, good race, I thought. Closed up late against American Sailor, Rapid Dan, who came back to run well against Better. Smoking hot factor sits a trip from the inside, kind of a stalk and pounce move. I do think he's going to be a little closer than my top selection, Electro. I think they emerge as the best finishers in this race.
All right, we both like the 9 Benevolent Prince here. Second off the layoff for Rubley. Sheldon Russell will ride. Horse ran well at Delaware last out. Comes out of the same race as available. So, yeah. All right, I didn't use the 11. Lacrosse sticks with Fergal Lynch. You'll get a big price on the 11.
Just tossed him in as a late price. I thought Fled won awfully good. I was ready to bet him up at Saratoga, but he scratched. Lacrosse sticks will be sent. Like I said, not a lot of true speed. He's going to have to improve. Just look for a little bit of a bomb price to work underneath.
And scratch the 1A Circle of Light, but the 1 Special Intention does run for the Red Hot Barn, a trainer Mark Reed, and the Bug Boy Julio Correa. They won another race together yesterday, right?
Beat me. I like that Mary Long shot there. They ran second. Remember the horse with the blinkers on? Oh, man. That horse knocked me out of the pick 4.
All right,
with the Mark Reed.
All right, well, let's see if we can get live here. I like a 6-1 shot on top here in race 4 to kick off. The big pick 6, come on, available. Give me a nice price here in race 4. All right, but the favorite's going to be the 8 Electro. It's going to be tough to beat.
He's going to be one of the favorites. I don't think anybody's going to get crushed in that race. You can't take less than 5-2 on anybody. No.
Okay, here we go. Race 5, one of our features of the day. We'll start the late pick 5 in race 5. No carryover. It paid almost $1,000 yesterday, but as always, that industry low, 12% takeout on both pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Let's check out my late pick 5 ticket. $48 ticket. Race 5, 1.5 miles on the turf. Allowance runners. I like the 2 Makif and the 4 No Man's Land. My single best bet of the day. Race 6 going a mile on the turf. Philly Mares 16,000 to life. The 10 Navizian Sunset should gallop in there. Sheldon Russell aboard for Anthony Ferrier. She ran big last out in a tough race. Now she's taking a drop today. The 10 Navizian Sunset looks awfully tough in race 6. I go 4 deep in race 7. I only use 3 horses, 1, 2, 4 in race 8. And race 9, maiden 25 long on the turf. I go with the 2, 3, 4, 9 there in race 9. Let's see if I can get live here in race 5, one of our features of the day. First level allowance, 3 and up, 1.5 miles on the all-along turf course rated firm. All right, here we go. Race 5, the 4 No Man's Land. We like the same 4 horses here. No Man's Land, a 5-year-old son, a Lemon Drop Kid out of a theatrical mare. That's some nice turf pedigree, top and bottom. This is a homebred for Mr. and Mrs. William L. Pape. He's a lightly raced 5-year-old, only 9 stars, but they've gotten up to $100,000 in earnings this year after that big maiden special weight win at Belmont back in early June. That was second off the long winter break. I was going 1.25 miles on the firm turf. Nice 77 buyer with that win. And, well, the last race against Allowance Company, late June at Belmont, 1.25 miles, 79 buyer, but got beat 6.5 lengths in there. So that race a little too tough. This race probably a little easier today. And as far as fitness and seasoning, nobody has a better foundation in this race than the 4 No Man's Land.
You said one thing, maybe Family Tree. You go back some of those races in Ireland, going 1 mile and 9/16, 1 mile and 3/4, has the experience of doing so. And I think Family Tree is a horse that's going to make a run in here. I like that finish that he had 2 back at Pimlico, but unfortunately, maybe bounced a little bit last time out over this turf course. It's hard to leave the 4 out, right? And this looks like a little bit of relief, Stan, when you're looking at some of the company lines. I think you're going to get an okay price from O'Keefe, 9-2, 5-1, maybe a little higher. Suzanne Tenius, this horse is a horse that made our pick 6. Right, back at Pimlico.
At Pimlico, I remember you liked them at 7-1.
Yeah, we liked this horse that day. Got up at 7-1. I just like the progression this horse has made. He's finishing every race. He doesn't look like a horse that's going to completely flatten to me. He just wants to stay around. And, boy, does he have the right kind of rider. We talk time and time again about Forrest. She'll make the well-timed run on O'Keefe. I think he'll keep going and wear him down late.
Well, we have a video spotlight of his last race, late June. Right here at Laurel Park. Here's the start for O'Keefe.
Yeah, a little bit of a tight spot early on. Had to steady coming out of the 8. Comes away okay. A little to the outside, maybe a little bit of a brush, but has to steady back off of horses, give up a little bit of ground into the first turn. I don't think it hurt him terribly. There you see the little steady off the heels of the 4-horse into the first turn. A little keen, a little tough to settle there, but does finish up okay. Closes to be beaten right here. You're going to see it shifting out about 4 wide, turning from only 2 lengths and some change behind Taxable Goods. And Taxable Goods was a horse that was coming out of a credible effort, standing against 2 other than. Right. This horse is holding good form, Taxable Goods. Watch O'Keefe. He's just grinding away. He's not really flattening. He keeps chugging. I think he's going to finish. He'll appreciate the extra ground, bred top and bottom, to go longer. Let's take a shot with O'Keefe.
All right, so we both like the 4 and the 2, the 3 Family Tree, Sheldon Russell, Jerry O'Dwyer, the 1 Polish. How about the 1 Polish? Virgil Lynch, the filly by Kitten's Joy for trainer Arnaud Delacour, the lightly raced, so it'll be only her 4th start this year, and she was coming back to the races this year after having about a year and a half off.
Yeah, she had a pretty good break. She's inside. I think her hand will be, maybe forced a little bit. She'll be forward against the break in the weights. She's part of this flow. 1.5 miles. Will she have the finish against a couple of these? I'm not so sure, but with Delacour, it's hard to toss him. I can tell you that.
Sure.
He obviously thinks she's got a big shot, even going against the boys.
All right, so nice allowance feature of the day, going 1.5 miles on the firm, all along turf course there in race 5. Let's turn the page. Late pick 4 starts in race 6. We're going a flat mile on the Dahlia turf course, rail setting at 52 feet. Now, the Dahlia turf course is rated good. All along firm, Dahlia's good. Race 6, claiming 16,000. Filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 2. We both have this filly on top. Yeah, I think the 10 Navizian Sunset is going to run huge in here. Sheldon Russell rides. That was a nice waiting for the star who won that last race. Navizian Sunset was in. That was a Ghost Zapper Sagamore Farm first time on the turf horse that ran big. So Navizian Sunset is 66 buyer with that last win. With that last effort, 3rd against Starter Allowance Company. Gets a much easier spot today, I think.
And that was also in that race, Stan, was the Proctor runner. She's Divine. I believe might have been favored in there. She was coming off of a big maiden score where she won by open lengths over the Laurel turf. But Navizian Sunset again, too. Look at the internal. She moved into them maybe a little too early. Was caught in between horses that might have taken enough starch out of that that late punch. But she'll get perfect position. I'm not worried about the 10 post here. There's some speed in the race, not blazing speed. Some kind of horses will go out there, set an honest pace. Artful Splatter, Arbutus. I think they're going to hang around. But Navizian Sunset will sit there, I believe, perched by the time they turn for home, maybe even a little bit sooner, and throw the knockout punch.
All right, I didn't use the 8 Artful Splatter for Rodney Jenkins. Victor Carrasco will ride. This filly's been showing speed, going long on the turf, and then getting tired. Your thoughts here on Artful Splatter?
Back to a mile, which I think might be a little bit better for her. She was inside last time, took a little pressure, spurted away, took a little bit out of her. I really thought she'd be second. That's the day we had Annie Boo Boo at the big price. But now she's positioned outside of Arbutus, so little things are going to switch a little bit. But both of them, I mean, if they go out there and just send, fractions, I think similar to what they did last time, 48 and some change, there's some horses that find themselves far back in here, and they've got to make up a lot of ground. They might not do it. So I think with the price that you're going to get, I'm going to hope one of those two stay around for me and complete the exacta.
All right, let's see if we can get the 10 Navizian Sunset home in race 6. That's my single on the late pick 5. Race 7 is going to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. We're on the main track here in race 7, going 6 furlongs, claiming 8,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. The 5's going to be tough here, right? Irish Lassie for Claudio Gonzalez. The 7-pound apprentice Victor Rosales. He had a 2-win day a couple days ago here at Laurel Park. And this filly, she had a big win back in May at Suffolk. Maiden 16,000 going long. On an off track. She won by 31 lengths that day. And then they sent the filly to Claudio. Claudio tried her long on the turf, 16,000, 2 life. That didn't go well. Now we take a drop to the 8, 2 life, cut back in distance on the main track. We put the bug on turf to dirt. Claudio, 35% and a nice positive ROI.
Yeah, I mean, scratch the one in here. She's a handful. Will she have that kind of speed at 6 furlongs? I don't know. She's going to be a short price. She's going to chase. She'll make a move into it. I'm going for a little bit better price in here. You've got her in the mix. Weekend Flyer. She was up on the lead, had to rate back off of horses last time at this $8,000 level, and just came up empty through the stretch. We have a video of that. We can show the speed that she showed. 22 and 4, 46. There we go, guys. Thank you. Comes away fairly well out of the gate and showing speed that gets joined, I believe, from both sides here, and is going to go ahead and ease back off of the leaders. I was hoping maybe we could steal this race, but a couple other horses had something else in mind, Stan, and is going to rate back, and probably the right thing. Took pressure, thought maybe she could rebid, did Forest Boyce that afternoon, and she just didn't have it. She came up empty from the 5/16 pole home, and today she draws outside. She is the true speed. We're going to get Weston. Weston, go ahead and send. And we're going to try to steal this. She's got a number back on the page. You see that race March 24th at Laurel Park, a 53 buyer against Snippety, against a little bit better horse, My Side Princess. That, to me, will get it done. She might be hanging on for dear life, but at the price she's going to offer in this race, she's worth a shot.
All right, I have her on my late pick 5. That'd be a nice 10, 12 to 1 shot there in race 7. All right, so we both like the 7 a little bit. Weekend Flyer. Let's turn the page. Race 8 will kick off the late daily double. Nice starter allowance going a mile and a 16th on the Dahlia turf course. Dahlia rated good. Rail setting on the Dahlia, 52 feet. Race 8 is a 25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime is the condition. You have the 4 on top, Frat House Music. We have a video spotlight of his last race, June 2nd, right here at Laurel Park. Here he is on the lead.
On the lead. This is the 3rd start, or I should say 4th start of a little bit of a layoff. A 2nd career start on the turf. First turf try, had to work out a trip and try to from the 9 post, moved a little bit closer. And I tell you what, ran pretty game, all things considered. Look at the internals. Took pressure from the far turn to the wire and really does not want to give up. Gets headed upper stretch. Look at this horse battling to the inside. Jock having a little bit of trouble, wants to lay in a little bit, maybe shying from the rail, but all things considered, gutsy effort. We're back against the field once again, we're going to play the pace factor. We're going to hope we can dictate. But I think now the stamina is there. Looking at this field, maybe no fly zone will try to make a early move into it. But if we can escape at softer fractions than that 23-46 and change, we might go ahead and steal this with the 4 frat house music.
I liked him a little bit in that last race at 30-1. So, all right, we both like the 4. We both like the 2. What a Run's going to get a beautiful ground-saving trip on the inside with a nice lightweight assignment, 115 with the 7-pound apprentice, Avery Wisman. Avery's won some races for Ann Merriman. I like the patient campaign here for What a Run. She was lightly raced last year. He only ran 5 times last year and did okay, and then came back after a long winter break. Ran okay sprinting on the turf against Open A other then dropped to this level last out. They went long, and he ran a big race, a big third with a 74 buyer. So now third off the layoff today. I think he gets a nice trip. I think the 2 What a Run is sitting on a big effort today.
Yeah, you'll go back on the page. I think maybe even the connections thought one run sprinter. Even looking at the breeding, I'm thinking sprint. But maybe he fooled them a little bit last time. I thought, he ran better than what they thought. So we're going to give him another try. Third back off the left and talk about it. His position should be perfect to the inside. Now, I think maybe 3 or 4 out of it into the far turn, he'll be making a run to it and show better staying power. Staying power that I didn't think he was going to have last time out when stretched out for the first time.
How about the 1 no-fly zone we both used a little bit here? Caramanos aboard this Colts Neck Stable, 4-year-old by Kitten's Joy for trainer Jorge Duarte Jr. And a couple decent races coming off the layoff, sprinting on the grass. Now he's going to stretch out to 2 turns once again. He tried that last summer here at Laurel Park, and he was the beaten favorite, but that was only his second race. He's a different horse now. He's run a couple big sprints on the turf, one here at Laurel, then went up to Belmont, ran pretty big last out up at Belmont. So looks like the 1 no-fly zone is well prepared to try 2 turns today.
Agreed. The run's following through a little bit better, Stan. Coming off the 3/4, now out to a mile and a 16th. He's tried the distance, the 2 turns one time before. That was without blinkers. He's a better horse right now with the blinkers. And looking at the breeding top and bottom, he should appreciate the extra ground.
All right, so no-fly is scratched to 1A, but the 1 no-fly zone does run there in race 8. All right, so nice little starter allowance to kick off the late double. Race 9, the finale. Nice big field on the turf. 5 of 6 races in the Pick 6 today on our world-class turf course with a bunch of big fields. And here we go, race 9, a mile and a 16th on the all-along turf course, all along rated firm today. Maiden claiming 25,003 and up here in race 9. You have the 3 on top. Let's start there. Burning Man. We have a stat to show you for trainer Arnaud Delacour, the trainer of the 3 Burning Man.
There you go, 9 for 18 last 3 years on the turf. Maiden special weight, the maiden claiming
That's
stand.
pretty strong.
And it's a positive ROI of 245. This horse should have run better, though, at Delaware. I don't know what happened. Maybe he just did not like that turf course. Greenlee in debut against Maiden Special Weight Company at Tampa, but was fighting tooth and nail to the wire. He's a forward factor in here. Maybe Watch Me Nene will go ahead and send from the inside. Dynastic will take a forward position, stalking. But Burning Man, that stat just reached out and grabbed me. I'll stick with Delacour here on the drop, maiden special. Back to the maiden claiming.
All right, so the 3 will be tough. We both like the 9, though. Sky D, Sibeli, Fergal Lynch, solid connections here. This will be the first start in the Jane Sibeli barn for Sky D. And she's, 13% from a small sampling. New horses in her barn. But it's a 3-year by Sky Mesa. He ran decent last out, 64 buyer at Gulfstream late April. That was against Maiden 20 going a mile on the turf. A good second the time before. So based on his last couple races and the new connections, you have to think the 9 Sky D is going to be a solid contender this race.
Draws outside again. He's been hampered by wide post at Gulfstream, and at the mile distance seemed to be flattening out a little bit. But out of a race with a next out winner, we'll get a patient ride. I believe Lynch will be able to go in and save a little bit more ground today. I don't think he'll be caught 5 wide around the first turn. He'll have a run that follows through a little bit better against this group.
All right, so any the 2 Dynastic I use a little bit here as a 5-1 outsider, maybe a little long shot. I have the 2 on my late pick 5 ticket. Timmy Keefe, the trainer, has come to life his last couple races. 3 by Broken Valve, was in front by 2 last out going 9 furlongs at this level, then got a little tired, weak and late, and finished third. So he's been improving, and this will be his third race back this year. A third race after a little break. He had a little time off. He had May off. Your thoughts here on the two Dynastic?
I think he gets a perfect stalking position. He's got to show me more finish.
Right.
I mean, he got the lead last time. He looked home in bed at the 8th pole and couldn't get it done. Now we're backing up a 16th of a mile. Sure, it works. Yes means no has been able to kind of grind him down late. Yes means no, 5 straight seconds. Again runs into a dropper. This poor guy, time and time again, sooner or later, he's going to get over the top. But he has been making some serious money for the connections.
Yeah, made about $78,000 for owner Marshall Dow and trainer Robbie Bales for the 4. Yes means no. He means business once again today, probably in race 9. That's it. We're out of time. It's not as hot today. There's a nice little breeze.
Yeah.
Main track is fast. The all-along turf course is firm. The Dahlia turf course is good. Big pick 6 carryover starting race 4. It's over 66,000. 5 of the 6 races are on the turf. So good luck today. Start handicapping.
Absolutely.
And we got to get tied on for tomorrow.
66,000. That's a
Yep.
good target. I like that.
Maybe.
Don't lose your attention. Don't drift to some other places. Come back and take a shot on the Rainbow Pick 6. And with that turf course today, we'll keep you up to date. If we need to tweak anything on the conditions, we certainly will.
All right, good luck. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes.
Good luck.